everyone, welcome to Time Traveling Treasures. I got some really great things at the thrift store. Let's see what I got. Hi everyone. So I was in the process of cleaning out my office, and I have a box when you first come into my office door, and it's just like the big plastic storage totes, and I have it sitting on like a little bench, and it's kind of where when I go to the thrift store, I come in, I put the bags in that, and that's kind of where they stay until I either do a video, process it, list it. That just kind of hangs out there. It's like a little safe place for it to hang out. So it, over the past week or two, has gotten pretty full. So I decided I was going to go ahead and take care of that, get everything processed, so I didn't end up with a death pile. If you don't know what a death pile is, in the reseller world, that's what we call that stuff that just sits there and accumulates and doesn't really go anywhere. And the bigger it gets and the scarier it gets, the more we want to deal with it. So it just stays there and grows and grows and grows until we finally just can't take enough and we have to get it taken care of. Various reasons. Sometimes we just forget about items. Sometimes we don't know enough about the item. We have to research it. We put off researching it. It's cumbersome. Just many aspects as to why we haven't done it, but I try not to let that happen for too long. So I went ahead and grabbed everything out of the box, and I'm getting through it now because I try and follow the rule that if I still have stuff to list, I cannot go to the thrift store. That's my rule. That keeps me on track and doing what I should be doing, which is listing things as soon as I bring them in. So that's kind of my rule I have for myself. Now, do I always follow that rule? No. No, I don't, because you're out and about and you pass by a thrift store and it just calls to you. Because if you pass by a thrift store, how do you know you just know there's something in there that you have to have. You just have to have it. So you have to go in there and check, right? So that's the rule I try and follow. So I figured I would sit down with you guys and show you over the past week or two what things have been collecting in my inbox of goods. So let's get started. First we have this plate. It's on the back it says EKB, which stands for Elkin, Knight, and Bridgewood. And it's a pretty old piece. It dates to around the 1830s. It does really well online. I was really surprised to find this. There's a store that is local and they do estate cleanouts, and whatever they get, they just bring to their store and they sell it. It's one of my favorite places to go. And hopefully I'll be able to video in there soon, and they're doing some renovations, so things are kind of everywhere right now. So once things kind of calm down, they kind of get settled back in, I'll try and get in there and do some filming, because they have some absolutely stunning, beautiful things. And most things are priced right at I would say what's good for a reseller. Some things are really low. There's a few things that I would say would be priced well for the collector, but maybe not the reseller. But this plate was 50 cents. 50 cents, okay? So I got this plate for 50 cents. Now, you know I've talked about researching on eBay when you go to list things and price things. There is one of these plates, singular plates, not a set, not a whole place setting, not a whole grandma's china cabinet full of it, just one plate. And someone is asking $146. $146 for one plate. Now, if I didn't know better, I would be a really excited reseller if I'm standing in this shop and I see this plate for 50 cents and I scroll through eBay and I see someone selling it for $146. But the truth is, someone could list the plate for $500. It doesn't mean they're going to get $500 for it. Now, the solds are kind of all over the place. There's not really a one plate. There is a whole set of the dishes, and that's sold for like $225. I looked at some other websites where I do kind of some pricing, and it wasn't $146. So what am I going to list it for? I will probably list it for between $25 and $30 and see how that goes. I think that's a little bit more realistic than $146. So that's where I am with that plate. So just rule of thumb, check the solds. I mean, it's good to know what other people are selling it for, because you don't want to price something super, super low if other people are. Just overall, do the rules of three. Check how many there are, check what people are selling it for, and check what it has sold for. Because an item is only as valuable as what someone is willing to pay for it. So just remember that. And moving on. So this is a Theodore Havilland. It's a Limoges crescent plate. And this is dated around early 1900s. Theodore Havilland was one of the sons of the original company, and he kind of split off and did his own thing for a while. And this is from that time. So around early 1900s. But I like it, and these go really, really well. A lot of people will use these for like dresser, to put their change in, put little trinkety things in. So it has a lot of different uses. So I will probably end up listing it for about $12 is probably what I'll end up listing it for. Now, this guy is a seal. And he seems to be like a teak. It's a very hard wood. And I paid $1.96. And he is signed Miles Grier. Now, again, this is an artist. His work is really popular. It's from the 1970s. So again, that's a little bit earlier than what I would usually put into my collection. But if it does really well, and if I know that there's a high collector rate for it, I'll go ahead and pick it up. So for $2, I said yes. There are pieces that are online right now selling for around $125. I could not find a seal anywhere, so I'm still going to do a little bit more research on the seal and see if I can find anything. There were some birds that sold, but again, I'm probably going to list it for around $30. I think that would be fair. But I'm going to do a little bit more research because some pieces are more valuable than others. So that's probably where I'm going to list it, but I'm still in the research phase of that. Okay, so next I have this. This is Lefton. And it's a snack plate with the cup. This is not something I normally would have picked up because, again, my rule of three, there's a lot of these on eBay. And I absolutely believe in the theory of supply and demand. If there's a lot available, it affects the price because there's more competition. If there's less items on there, then you can kind of do a little bit more with the pricing because there's less of them. They're more collectible, more rare, harder to find pieces. So the reason why I did pick this up is because it was 25% off day, and the cups were 48 cents and the plates were 58 cents. And I got 8 plates and 7 cups. So what I will probably end up doing is I will probably sell a set of 6, and then I will sell the other pieces as replacement pieces for people that already have a set but they're just looking for a replacement. So that's how I figured that out. Next we have this. I'll just show you first. It is indeed a partridge in a pear tree. And the reason why I picked it up is because it is Gail Pittman. And I have sold her mugs before. And even though it's current, like this was made in 1995, it does really, really well. It sells fast. One of these ornaments just sold for $20. I paid $1.98. I paid 98 cents for it. So I'm not sure if I'm going to hang on to this until Christmas time and try and list it then, or if I'm just going to go ahead and put it on now. But I'll probably put it with my holiday stuff and then just relist it around Christmas time. But I saw it, it was available, and I figured for $1 it would be great. If I could get $20, that's a pretty good investment. And next we have this guy. Now this is a mid-century piece, and it is from Iceland. It is lava pottery. I'll show you the lid. On the bottom, and one of these just sold for $30. So I'll probably list it at $30 and see how it does. There's a few of these listed that are just the bottom piece. It doesn't have the lid, so having the lid I think is going to help. But it's really neat because it's a really rough texture of the lava. And then I got these guys. Okay, so I'm going to try, I don't think I'll be able to hold them all up and show you at the same time, but there's safari wall art that is from 1995, which is pretty current, but they have been selling for around $20, and I got all of them for 98 cents. So again, I'll pick it up because they're doing pretty well. And they're really cute. I really like them. And even though they were done in 1995, they still have a very older feel to them. Almost like to me, they kind of have like a mid-century feel to them. But they'd be cute for a nursery or a kid's room. So there's an elephant, a tiger, and they all have the hook on the back. And these are just like a resin material, but they are by the Burwood Products, and they're made in the USA. There's a giraffe, He's tall, he won't fit in the camera. And this guy. And last but not least, so I got all of them for $1. They're in like a zip bag, and they were 98 cents. So I'll pick it up. Okay. This is Stingo. And I really like the blue with the gold accents. I paid $5 for it. These are going for about 25 to 30. It has almost like it can have like a nautical because of the blue. So I got that. Now we're going to move on to the pieces that are unidentified. And if any of you guys are out there watching, and if you would like to comment, if you happen to see something and go, I know what that is, please let me know. Because even though I've been doing this for a while and I do know a lot about what I know, I don't know what I don't know. And I am very humble and will say I don't know every piece of everything. So if this looks familiar to you, or if your great aunt had one and you used to see it when you were a little girl going over to her house on Sundays, please let me know, because I think it's really pretty. So they're two birds, but the thing that kind of made me go to this is the colors and the gold accents. It screamed mid-century to me, and we all know that mid-century is the thing right now. But there's no chips, no dings, no cracks. It's probably a made in Japan import piece, but I liked it, and I could kind of see it in the modern mid-century design that people are doing these days. The last one that has me stumped is this. So the reason why it has me stumped, okay, first of all, I paid $2 for this. This mark on the bottom, this mark resembles a Capodimonte mark, but it's not, I don't know that it is, or it may be, but one I'm just not familiar with. It's got this on the back of it. And it says, I don't know, it's exclusive. I'm not sure what language it's in, French, but it's also signed. I've done a lot of research on it. I don't know. I think he's very cute, playing dress up. And that's why I picked him up. So we'll see. We'll see what he does and who he is. The jury is still out. So that's kind of everything that has been in the box. I have one more set that I want to show you. But I need to do a quick little changeover because there's a lot of it. and it's probably going to take up the entire table. So stay right there. I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I got everything switched back around, the reason why I had to take a minute is because I ran out of table space. The next item that I got is 22 pieces. So let me show you what it is. And there's a story, so just hang tight with me. So this is the Minton. It's ancestral. And this is just like a little serving plate, decorative plate. This pattern was designed between the 1950s and the 1990s. So I'm not really sure of the age of it, but it does seem to be newer rather than older, but I'm not really sure. So, but the pattern is still really, really popular. A whole huge place setting just sold for over $200 for the whole collection. So I got 22 pieces for $8.25. So I had to get it. I had to. It's so pretty. I actually want to keep it, but we know that gets me in trouble. So I'm not. I'm just going to let it go. So I got 4 of the cup and saucers. 5 of the salad size plates. And then 4 of the dinner plates. Now here's the part that I'm really excited about, and it's where the story comes in. So it actually had the creamer and the sugar with the lid, which are a little bit harder to find and do really, really well on eBay. But it had this guy. Well, hold on. It had this guy. And so that is a coffee pot. It's not the teapot. The teapot is short and stout. Because that's what little teapots are. So this is actually a coffee pot. It's taller. And it didn't have a lid. So I'm going, oh, I don't know if I should get this. It doesn't have a lid. What am I going to do? So I looked the coffee pots up on eBay, and I saw that one had just sold, just the coffee pot, for $70 and like 70 something dollars sold. And I thought, well, that's pretty good. That's just the coffee pot, and I also have the other pieces too. So I did something that I haven't done before, but I figured it was worth it, and I went on eBay and I purchased the lid. So now they go together, and he's complete. I was so excited when I got that lid in the mail. It just made me so happy, because then it was complete and I could sell it as a whole piece. And I'll probably end up selling the coffee pot and the cream and the sugar together. I don't know if I'm going to do like the whole set. I might do the dishes separate and do the cups and the coffee. I'm not sure. But I'm going to incorporate some pieces and break up some pieces and sell it that way. So I was pretty excited when I found this, and I got all of it for $8.25. and it was 50% off that day because I got it at Goodwill, so I got it even cheaper. So when I see things like that, I can't pass it up. And I don't usually like to do whole China patterns, especially if they're mixed match, because it's hard to sell a huge set of something because the shipping is outrageous, and a lot of people they already have a set and they're just looking for filler pieces. That's why I get a lot of serving pieces, because that helps complete a person's set. But I don't generally buy a large group of dishes unless I can get it very cheap, like this, and it's very pretty and it sells really well. Win. I'm there. So that's it. That's all that's in my box. That's it. So now I get to list this and I get to go thrift shopping, and hopefully by then I will have the mount for my car. I'd like to take you guys with me, but I'd like to be able to talk to you guys before I go in. So I have a car mount, and seeing if I can get into a thrift store that's not super loud with music and take you with me. If anything, I can do like a music overlay. We'll figure it out. So that's coming up, and I appreciate you being with me, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.